what we are going to talk about. Bitcoins. Some people think it's a great idea, some people hate it. But the way I see it, every coin has two sides. The creation of Bitcoin presented a lot of new opportunities for people to step up and develop some new systems and ideas for working with Bitcoins. Many Bitcoin-related websites suddenly appeared. Websites for trading, stock market, shopping, gambling, mining. But like every new idea, everybody wanted to be the first to make it. Unfortunately, that meant their priority was finish development as soon as possible, often at the expense of security. In the short history of Bitcoin, we witnesses to several huge money heists. Each of these heists was a very interesting story. Ship Marketplace was an underground trading website that could be accessed only via Tor. It was actually the first big one to get robbed. This mysterious story, which started at the end of November 13, resulted in a nice message on the website saying that one of the employees stole 5,400 bitcoins worth $6 million. Others who also looked into this money heist said that it was much bigger according to the records on the blockchain, which amount to 40,000 bitcoins worth $56 million. Since the trace to the thief was lost and people gave up trying to chase the money, I believe this mysterious story will remain unsolved. Another money heist, which is not related to bitcoins but to the virtual currency Litecoins. This time the amount was not high as the previous incident, but still 10,000 Litecoins worth $200,000 is not bad, right? The target in this case was a mining pool website that was simply exploited using SQL injection. Unlike the previous incident, this time the site owner kept the website online and refunded its users. A few weeks later, another underground trading website, also known as Silk Road 2, was compromised. Just like Ship Marketplace, Silk Road was a website for trading mostly illegal stuff in the Tor network. This time, 4,400 bitcoins worth $2.6 million were stolen due to transaction malleability. Not too long afterwards, or to be precise, on February 10 this year, MTGOX published an announcement. They claimed that most of the bitcoins were stolen due to transaction malleability. I remember there was a big buzz around this incident. Many people felt insecure because one of the biggest Bitcoin trading platforms was exploited using a bug in the Bitcoin protocol. Those concerns led to a drop of the Bitcoin value. However, the Bitcoin recovered and is still alive with a fairly solid value. At this moment, I cannot verify that the bitcoins were stolen from MTGOX using transaction malleability, but I can definitely assure you that if there was such an attack, it could have been easily mitigated if the code had been written more securely. Transaction malleability as an attack is very interesting and also very important to understand, so none of us will make the same mistake again. I thought it might be more easier to understand what transaction malleability is with a story. This is me. A long, long time ago, when I was just a child, I dreamed about having my own car. I dreamed about a world that had a lottery company where you could win a car. But since I was a pretty geeky child, in my imaginary world, the lottery company used a peer-to-peer network. And every time someone wins a car, the lottery company generates a new message and broadcasts it to the network with the winning lottery ticket. So let's take a quick look on the structure of the message that is sent by the lottery company. Okay. So first there is a bunch of information, and then there is the length of the upcoming content. And then there is the sender, the content itself, which includes the sender address, which is the lottery company, and the prize, which is a car. And down there, there's a bunch of data, and then the length of the upcoming content, and the content itself, which is the winner identity. Since this was my imaginary world, one time, obviously, I was the lucky winner, yay, and I received this message from the lottery company. I was a little kid, and I was more than happy. But, well, since I couldn't drive a car yet, I preferred to have a Bimba car. I wanted to make a minor change to the message. But unfortunately, the lottery company was pretty smart, and they prevented the winners messing around with the message by adding a signature to the message. Also, the entire content was hashed to generate a message ID. That was really disappointing. But then I had an idea. What if I can fool the lottery company and get 2 cars instead of 1? And then I can trade those 2 cars for 1 Bimba card, right? Okay, so I looked carefully at the message, and I noticed that not all the fields are assigned. And apparently, the length field can be changed. It doesn't break the signature, but it does change the message ID. Okay, so I tried my luck, I changed the length field, and I went to the car company holding the mutated message I've just created with a different message ID. The car dealer took the message, checked the content of the message and the signature, opened his book and wrote down the message ID, which I've managed to change, and the signature that I have not changed, and marked it as redeemed. And then he gave me a new car from the lottery company's car pool. Awesome. 1 car, checked. Now I need the 2nd car to trade it for a Bimba, right? Okay, so I went back to the car company holding the original message I received from the lottery company. The car dealer looked at me a little bit weird, like he knew me from somewhere, and asked for the message. I smiled and gave him the message. The car dealer took the message, checked the content of the message and the signature, opened his book and write the message ID. But when he tried to write the signature, as you can see A, B, C, D, he noticed that this signature was already being used before and cannot be used more than once. Okay, so he approached me and said that he cannot provide me the new code because this message is corrupted. There is a problem with the message. At this moment, my dream of a brand new Bimba was crushed. And I started crying. But then he came to me, this car dealer, and said that I should not be upset. And all I need to do is go to the lottery company and tell them that they provided me a corrupted message. So I wiped the tears off my face and went straight to the lottery company. I told them that I won a car, obviously, and they provided me a corrupted message. The lottery company searched for the message by the message ID in their database and confirmed that this message is actually invalid because the signature was already being used before and cannot be used more than once. So basically now this message is useless and no one can use it. The lottery company was not aware that I've already managed to get 1 car from their own car pool, since they only checked the message ID. Therefore, the lottery company told me that they are terribly sorry and sent me a brand new message. Awesome. My evil plan worked. now I have a new message from the lottery company with a new message ID and a new signature. I went back to the car company holding the new message I've just received from the lottery company. The car dealer took the message, checked the content of the message and the signature, wrote down in his book the message ID and the signature that was not used before, and marked it as redeemed. And then gave me another new car from the lottery company's car pool. My mission is finally accomplished. I managed to get 2 cars, and now I can trade it for one single shiny Bimba car. But then I thought to myself, what if I could do this trick over and over and over again, and then I will have like tons of Bimba cars, right? Obviously, this story didn't actually happen, but transaction malleability did. And I hope that this story that I presented gave you a good idea of how it works. The real issues that in this process that allowed this attack to work happened at the end of the lottery company. Since the car company, which represents the Bitcoin network, was working just according to protocol. The 2 main problems here were, 1, the lottery company relied on the message ID alone to identify a successful transaction, and 2nd, the lottery company automatically reissued another winning message when it saw that the one I presented was corrupted. I'm not sure how many of you implemented Bitcoin in your system, but I have a really important takeaway for the ones who did or plan to. You have to be super careful with unconfirmed transactions and make sure you know exactly why transaction failed before regenerating a new one. Thank you very much.